Welcome to another episode of National Day Celebrate Part 2. If my face looks a little bit wet, I just washed it. My mum had to go to work, so I'm going to refilm this part because I started it and then she came in. So let's restart from April to June. Let's go. Now, I think most of these are in the US, but it's okay. You guys can still celebrate them if you like. You can celebrate Pie Day, you can celebrate Pizza Day, you can celebrate all these. Check out part 1 so you can learn some to celebrate from January till March. So yeah, let's get started and learn about some days to celebrate. There's also, I learned this the other day, 60 national days related to children and the things that they enjoy. Anyway, let's get started. If you want me to do more videos like this, I really enjoy doing like holidays around the world. So I can make this a series because I have a playlist, National Days Around the World. I could add some holiday ones to it, or I can make a separate series. Let me know because I will do that. Let's go. So on the 1st of April, it's obviously you guys know it's April Fool's Day, but it's also National Have Fun at Work Day. National Fun at Work Day. It's also National Burrito Day. On the 2nd, it's World Party Day. It's also National Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich Day. On the 3rd, it's National Walk to Work Day. So walk to work, guys. It's also, on the 5th, it's National Deep Dish Pizza Day. On the 7th, it's National Beer Day. It's also World Health Day, which is cute. On the 8th, it's National Empanada Day. On the 9th, it's National Unicorn Day. On the 10th, it's National Siblings Day. On the 11th, it's National Pet Day. On the 12th, it's National Grilled Cheese Day. Grilled cheese sandwich. On the 13th, it's National Scrabble Day. On the 16th, it's National Wear Pajamas to Work Day. On the 17th, it's National Husband Appreciation Day. On the 20th, it's National Lookalike Day. Everyone in the world has 7 lookalikes, which is really cool. On the 21st, it's National Tea Day. On the 22nd, it's National Jelly Bean Day. On the 22nd, it's also Earth Day. On the 23rd, it's National Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day. On the 26th, it's National Pretzel Day. On the 27th, it's National Prime Rib Day, which is a steak. On the 28th, it's National Superhero Day. It's also Administrative Professionals Day, which is like if you work at like an office typing things. On the 29th, it's International Dance Day. On the 30th, it's National Honesty Day. It's also International Jazz Day and National Bubble Tea Day. In May, on the 1st, it's National Space Day. It's also International Harry Potter Day. On the 3rd, it's National Paranormal Day, which is right up my alley. I love Sam Colby. On the 4th, it's National Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. It's also National Teacher Day. On the 6th, it's National Nurses Day. On the 9th, it's National... What is Moscato? Is that like a drink? I'm assuming it is. Okay. On the 10th, it's National Shrimp Day. On the 11th, it's National Eat What You Want Day. Not that I already eat what I want. On the 13th, it's National Apple Pie Day. On the 16th, it's National Mimosa Day. That's also an alcohol. On the 17th, it's National Pack Rat Day. I don't know what that is either. On the 21st, it's National Pizza Party Day. On the 24th, it's National Scavenger Hunt Day. On the 25th, it's National Wine Day. On the 28th, it's National Hamburger Day. On the 30th, it's National Mint Julep Day. On the 31st, it's National Macaroon Day. I think mint julep's an alcohol. I'm not sure. I know there's a mint julep bar at one of the Disney parks in California. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Okay, next we have June. On the 1st of June, it's National Say Something Nice Day. It's also National Olive Day. On the 2nd, it's National Leave the Office Early Day. On the 3rd, it's World Bicycle Day. It's also World Cider Day. On the 4th, it's National Hug Your Cat Day. It's also National Donut Day and National Cheese Day. On the 5th, it's World Environment Day. On the 6th, it's National Drive-In Movie Day. On the 7th, it's National VCR Day, which is like, that's like the virtual reality things. It's also National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. On the 8th, it's National Best Friends Day and World Oceans Day. On the 9th, it's National Donald Duck Day, which is cute. On the 10th, it's National Iced Tea Day. On the 11th, it's National Corn on the Cob Day. On the 12th, it's National Red Rose Day. On the 13th, it's National Rosé All Day Day, which is like rosé, like a wine. On the 14th, it's National Bourbon Day, another alcohol. On the 15th, it's National Nature Photography Day. On the 16th, it's National Fudge Day. On the 17th, it's National Eat Your Vegetables Day. On the 18th, it's National International Picnic Day. On the 18th, it's also International Sushi Day and National Go Fishing Day. On the 19th, it's Juneteenth. I don't really know what that is. It's also National Martini Day. That's another alcohol. On the 20th, it's National World Juggling Day as well as National Vanilla Milkshake Day. On the 21st, it's National Daylight Appreciation Day and International Yoga Day and International Selfie Day, and National Smoothie Day, and World Day of Music. There's so many going on this day. On the 22nd, it's National Onion Ring Day and National Kissing Day. On the 23rd, it's National Pink Day. On the 24th, it's Midsummer and National Work From Home Day. On 25th, it's National Take Your Dog to Work Day. On the 27th, it's National Bingo Day. On the 29th, it's National Camera Day and Hug Holiday. On the 30th, it's International Asteroid Day. I feel like this video is so short. Let's do July in here too. Let's do July. Let's do it. On the 1st of July, it's International Joke Day. On the 2nd, it's World UFO Day. On the 3rd, it's National Fried Clam Day. On the 5th, it's National Bikini Day. On the 6th, it's World Kissing Day. It's also National Fried Chicken Day. On the 7th, it's National Strawberry Sundae Day. On the 8th, it's National Video Games Day. On the 9th, it's National Sugar Cookie Day. On the 10th, it's National Teddy Bears Picnic Day. It's also National Kitten Day and National Pina Colada Day. On the 11th, it's National Free Slurpee Day. So I guess it's 7-Eleven in some countries they do it. On the 13th, it's National Embrace Your Geekness Day. It's also National French Fry Day. On the 14th, it's National Pandemonium Day, which is like chaos. It's also National Mac and Cheese Day. On the 15th, it's National Gummy Worm Day. On the 17th, it's World Emoji Day. On the 18th, it's National Caviar Day. It's like a fancy sausage. On the 19th, it's National Ice Cream Day. It's also National Daiquiri Day. That's like a drink. On the 20th, it's National Lollipop Day and National Moon Day. On the 21st, it's National Junk Food Day. On the 22nd, it's National Hot Dog Day. On the 23rd, it's National Vanilla Ice Cream Day. On the 24th, it's National Cousins Day. It's also National Tequila Day. That's another alcohol. And National Drive-Thru Day. On the 25th, it's National Culinarians Day. I don't know what that is. It's also National Wine and Cheese Day and National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. On the 26th, it's National Uncle and Aunt Day. On the 27th, it's National Creme Brulee Day. Creme brulee. And then on the 27th, it's also National Scotch Day. It's another alcohol. On the 28th, it's National Milk Chocolate Day. On the 29th, it's National Lasagna Day. It's also National Chicken Wing Day. It's also National Chili Dog Day and National Lip Stink Day. On 30th, it's National Cheesecake Day and International Day of Friendship. And on the 31st, it's National Avocado Day. So that is it for part 2, and I will see you guys in part 3. Bye, guys.